Water scarcity around the world. Objective: how water scarcity affects Africa, Asia, and South America. Possible solutions and how we can make a difference.
About 40% of sub-Saharan Africa does not have clean water. Much of the water scarcity is because of droughts, dry seasons, and the arid environment of the deserts. However, much of water scarcity is because of economic water scarcity, which means that the investments in water resources and the relevant human capacity do not meet the water demands in an area, or the population does not have the financial means to make use of adequate water source on its own. Another cause of water pollution is mining disasters. For example, in 2014, the tailing dams of a mining firm in South Africa failed, causing major pollution in the rivers in Kruger National Park. About 2/3 of Africa depends on surface water like lakes, rivers, and oceans. However, due to the pollution caused by problems like mining disasters, these bodies of waters are not safe to drink from unless filtered, which is not an option for most Africans.
Impacts of ending water scarcity in Africa. Africa's education, health, hunger, and poverty problems would improve. The education would improve because when students are freed from gathering water, they return to class. Health would improve because safe water leads to clean hands, which leads to healthy bodies. Hunger would improve because access to water leads to food security. And poverty would improve because access to water can break the cycle of poverty.
The water crisis in Asia is becoming worse and worse as the years go by. In South Asia specifically, as the population continues to grow, 22 of 32 Indian cities are facing daily water shortages. Nearly 163 million of India's 1.3 billion lack access to clean water. Demand of water is increasing also. In the capital, Dhaka, the demand is 2.2 billion liters a day, but production is only 1.9 billion liters a day. A problem of scarcity amid abundance. 3 major rivers pass through and around South Asia, the Ganges, Indus, and Brahmaputra. Due to industrial urbanization, population growth, and pollution, the amount of drinkable water in these rivers is quickly shrinking.
According to the World Water Council, nearly 77 million people lack access to safe water in Latin America. Major aquifers in the western United States, Mexico, and in South America are being threatened by pollution. In South America, 40 to 60% of water comes from these aquifers and are often overused and producing unclean water. Approximately 90% of the water in Guatemala is contaminated. Litter and sewage runoffs are the main problems. This causes people left with no water sources that they can find that are clean, causing disease and sickness. Although there are some opportunities to have clean water, many can't afford it, leading them to drink this toxic water. 3/4 of the region's wastewater is discharged into rivers and other water sources. This not only creates a huge health problem, but it also is detrimental to the environment. The runoff of this harmful water is killing the land and people who both need to drink the water to survive.
So what's been done in South America? There's been tension over access to potable water for Cajamarca's residents due to the seasonal rainfall distribution and the lack of appropriate natural water capacity of the river basins. So in March of 2012, Yanacocha formed a public-private partnership with the city of Cajamarca and the Cajamarca Water and Sewage Company and agreed to invest $13 million between 2012 and 2020 to finance new water infrastructure projects in Cajamarca. This long-term investment project is administered by the Association of Los Andes Cajamarca.
In all regions mentioned, efforts are being made to improve water quality. In Africa, companies and nonprofits are trying to reduce water pollution in the continent's major water resources like Lake Victoria. South Africa is fighting a constant battle for reduced water use as the city of Cape Town continues to have less and less access to water in the midst of a drought. Companies are providing aid with new technology, specifically pertaining to irrigation, to conserve more water as South Africa's population explodes. In Asia, water decontamination efforts have grown as Asia's population has exploded. New technologies for low pollutant textile work have been implemented in China and India. Groundwater resources have entered the public domain in order to control fresh water supply. And fishing industries have begun to follow new regulations to lessen the devastating effects of water overuse and contamination on freshwater resources. In South America, Lima, Peru has been experimenting with fog catching as a way to increase water supply. São Paulo in Brazil completely reworked their dam system in 2014 following the worst drought in the city's history. And companies in Chile have found ways to reduce water usage for up to 54%. All of these efforts have given more room for growth and distribution of fresh water resources in the general public. In all areas, nonprofits and charity organizations have strove to consult and educate companies and communities about new ways to reduce their water usage and to filter their drinking water. Some of these organizations include the Water Mission and Thirst Project.
To review, a few causes of water scarcity in Africa is due to physical scarcity, economic water scarcity, and mining disasters. Water scarcity is a huge issue in South Asia. Water scarcity in South America is due to unclean water. Despite the issues, there are solutions to water scarcity.